I'm sorry, you're in a Prius. I just assumed you were my Uber.
I don't know what that is on account of being dull.
Uber. It's like a cab, except it feels like a game because it's from your phone.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times Family Guy said what we were all thinking.
Jump the hell up here, you dope. I demand that you jump up here and be a companion. Be a companion! Get up here!
For this list, we'll be looking at the most relatable moments from the animated show and the incidents that made us go, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If the Griffin family were in a Hunger Games situation, who would be the last one standing? Let us know below. Number 10. Pizza salad. At some point or another, we've all ordered a takeout that comes with a salad.
Okay, 4 pizzas and a salad.
Salad? How do you make a salad?
First, you throw in the whole head of lettuce.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and other times it's just fine. But whenever you order one from a pizza place, you're probably in for a dreadful time. In this episode, Family Guy captures the regular misery of the situation.
What about this tomato?
Cut it into thirds. It should be big enough to pretend you've got red teeth.
In a cutaway, the show parodies a pizza place making the horrific salad. A whole head of lettuce, a carrot cut lengthways, whole black olives, tomatoes cut into thirds, and hot peppers are lobbed on to make up the smorgasbord of vegetable badness. Finally, it's completed by being placed under hot items to give people what they need. Warm, moist salad. Yum?
Hello, every pizza place.
Number 9. A kid and a dog.
Dogs sometimes eat feces. It's not a judgment, it's just a fact.
Brian and Stewie are one of the greatest double acts in animated TV history. The two bounce off each other really well.
You wasted the one phone call we had to return a sweater? A $3,000 sweater, which I am now stuck with. Oh, this day. Ah!
And in this episode, it was really highlighted as the two speak about life, their friendship, and loss. Stewie and Brian are locked into a bank vault and attempt to survive the experience. After jokes such as Stewie needing changing in the grossest way possible, things became more poignant. Stewie asks Brian about the firearm he keeps in his security box, and the dog tells him the reason that gets incredibly real.
Yesterday, when you said, I don't live with purpose, you were right. I don't. What purpose does my life have?
The episode does a great job of showcasing the relationship between a child and his dog, but it also tackles difficult subjects that sometimes need to be discussed. Number 8. Hotel buffets.
You know, there is a Best Western in Quahog.
Well, yeah, but don't we need a room key to get breakfast?
You mean like this one?
If you've ever had the experience of a hotel breakfast buffet, you know it's often pretty underwhelming. Well, Family Guy spent a whole episode mocking the practice when Peter and Chris become obsessed with the buffets and heist themselves into them. As the father and son travel to various hotels, the episode mocks the complimentary offerings for their guests that many of us have experienced, such as yogurt you didn't know came in such a small size and orange juice that doesn't taste like good old OJ.
Now grab a yogurt that's way smaller than you knew they made yogurts.
And you grab an orange juice that doesn't taste like orange juice, but like someone described the taste of orange juice to an alien.
Speaking of food, in the episode Hot Pocket Dial, the show targets the bread and butter offered by many restaurants. The decorative butter is often way too cold and does nothing but ruin the spreading.
Dad, can you pass the bread?
Sure, but don't forget the butter that looks like decorative bathroom soaps and is impossible to smear.
Number 7. Pet problems.
All right, now I'm gonna scratch your forehead for a while, so don't seem like you like it at first and suddenly bite my hand for no reason.
If you've ever had a pet, sometimes it can be tricky to love them. You try your best to get the animal to hang out with you, but since they're their own being, they might not want that. And even if you get a slight chance to bond with the critter, they can strike at any time. In this episode, Lois does her best to get Brian to join her on the couch.
Come on up, come on. Right here. Jump up. Psst, psst, psst. Jump up. Come on, there's a spot right here. Come on up, be a friend.
When he's eventually dragged up, she pets him, only for the dog to bite her.
Ow!
Lois, now annoyed, states she'll buy him a $70 toy she knows Brian will hate. Ah, we've all been there, attempting to bribe love from your pet to only be met with indifference. Number 6. Numbers. Giving someone a phone number or spelling a name on the phone is clearly one of the 9 circles of torment in a modern retelling of Dante's Inferno. It feels like a never-ending nightmare that does nothing but make everyone involved feel really annoyed. In this episode, Peter has a cutaway with everyone's favorite housekeeper, Consuela. He tries to give her his cell phone number, only for it to be an incredibly confusing affair.
401.
4
0
0
1.
1 401.
Yes.
Consuela struggles with the numbers, while Peter is frustrated it's taking so long.
Oh, my God.
Okay. How many one?
I'm not giving you quantities of the numbers. I'm giving you the numbers. 1125. Those are the last 4 numbers.
Obviously, there's an added language barrier there, but the conversation is filled with universal misunderstandings that really resonate.
Yes, 1125. All right, now read the number back to me.
Let me get my pen.
Number 5. Pet grief. Kids looking after animals is one of the most adorable things in life.
Stewie, this squirrel needs help. I wonder if maybe I could take care of it.
I don't know if you should do it on your own. It could be a lot of work.
It's also a bit of a rite of passage for the youngins as they try to show they're grown up and responsible. In this episode, Chris and Stewie find an injured, orphaned baby squirrel from a fallen tree and go on a quest to rehabilitate it. Besides the jokes comparing them to new parents, it also shows the bond between the brothers in caring for the nut-loving creature.
What are you doing? Don't film me, film the baby.
But you're both so cute. This role, it suits you. It's like you've been waiting your whole life to be this person.
Shush, you're going to make me cry.
But eventually, after helping the squirrel recover, it all goes horribly wrong. The two watch on as Brian savagely attacks the squirrel. Now, the brothers get a more unfortunate rite of passage. The grief of losing a pet.
It was a true pleasure parenting our squirrel with you, Chris.
Likewise, Stewie.
And although his life was brief, I'll always have very fond memories of him.
Number 4. Uber issues. Uber is a bit of a controversial company. While it's convenient and easy to use with a simple phone app, the firm has been known to be a bit dodgy when it comes to its hiring practices and the allegations of some of its staff. Well, in this episode, Peter decides to sign up to be an Uber driver, and the process is incredibly satirical but also makes you wonder, is that what it's really like?
Don't I need to fill out a form?
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
Name, Peter Griffin. Criminal history. This section is optional. I will skip this.
Straight away, he's given the job after walking into the room.
Now get out there and try to kiss as many ladies as you can. The record is 60 in a month. You, sir, are officially an Uber driver.
After some more tongue-in-cheek jokes at the company's hiring policy, Peter is officially signed on as he meets the basic criteria of having a car, a phone, and a face.
Okay, would you like the AC on or the windows down?
How about both? Pretty great, right?
It is! It really is!
Number 3. Needing meaning.
Do you feel like no one cares about you?
Meg, your mother made soup for you. Here you go, honey.
Ready to get philosophical? Well, in this episode, Family Guy perfectly captures an existential problem. After being stuck in bed by her family not bothering to get her a mumps shot, Meg watches Christian TV and becomes a devout evangelical. At one point, she takes an unsuspecting Brian to a book-burning event. Considering he thinks of himself as a literature lover, Brian can't let Meg continue down this path.
I thought you'd seen the light, Brian.
Well, to be honest, I lied for booze. But Meg, you're a smart girl. You ought to be able to see that what's going on here is wrong.
He uses her dreadful life situation to reason with her.
Would he give you a smoking hot mom like Lois and then have you grow up looking like Peter?
Well...
And what kind of God would put you in a house where no one respects or cares about you, not even enough to get you a damn mumps shot?
And it works as Meg stops her book-destroying ways. However, the loss of community also leaves Meg feeling lost about the meaning of life. A rut many of us have also experienced at some point.
And I bet you that the real answer to the nature of our existence is going to be more unimaginably amazing than we can possibly conceive.
Number 2. Streaming sadness.
Is Netflix streaming the right choice for you? Well, if you like movies in HD, then frozen pixels, then HD again, the answer is yes.
Netflix is an easy comedy target. After all, they regularly cancel shows after barely one season. As such, it becomes a victim of Family Guy. In the opening of this episode, we see the Griffins watching an advertisement for the streaming service. It begins by mocking the quality issues with HD streaming. It continues by saying if you enjoyed the golden year of movies 2003, then Netflix is the service for you, which is quite rude to classic cinema like Holes and Agent Cody Banks.
I work for the CIA.
Yeah, right.
No, really, I'm serious.
The joke advert finishes by claiming the audience will wait for a film to buffer for 20 minutes before switching to one starring Jason Statham for 35. We feel very seen.
Netflix streaming. Buffer for 20 minutes, then watch 35 minutes of a movie with Jason Statham.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Meg's Explosion.
Yeah, shut up, Meg!
No, you shut up, Chris.
For years, we've watched Meg be mistreated, humiliated, and made the butt of many jokes from her family. Granted, sometimes it's been hilarious. Other times, it's uncomfortable and only produces nervous laughter from us. In this iconic episode, Meg verbally lays waste to the Griffins by taking them apart one by one by showcasing their flaws.
My point is that with all the irresponsible, reckless, idiotic behavior in your past, that somehow you have the nerve, the arrogance to consistently and ruthlessly point out my shortcomings.
While we cheer at the acknowledgement, it doesn't last. The family soon descends into chaos as they attack each other. Brian listens as Meg decides to take one for the team.
Maybe if I feel bad, they don't have to.
Wow. That's incredibly noble and mature, Meg. I think you might be the strongest person in this house.
She goes back to being the punching bag to keep everyone happy, like a kind of punchline lightning rod. If only Meg had rested on her laurels.
Oh, so this was all about you. It wasn't about us.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.